Hey guys, J-Man here for a Superman comic book review. Superman Lost, number 3 of 10. I have not gone to the comic shop yet. I will be going today to grab this. So we're looking at this digitally. I just noticed something. Firstly, I really like this cover a lot. I don't know why. I just been reading some pre-crisis Superman stuff, and I've got a Facebook group for pre-crisis Superman. If you're a fan, join the Facebook group. It's great. I just finished reading the whole arc where Superman has like a sort of a sand version of himself that's just made out of sand. It's a whole thing. It's a great series. You can check that out. It's available everywhere. I actually have the original issues of it, and it's so cool. And this just reminds me of that, so I really like that. But I just noticed something, that he has a white cape here, and he doesn't have the white cape in the story. I kind of wish he did have the white cape. I think that's really neat. All right, so I've been down on this series, okay? I felt the first one was like just kind of eh. The first issue shouldn't have even existed. They could have started with part 2, but it's kind of going back and forth. This is kind of continuing along the same way, but I really like this one. Look, by all of my criteria, I should not have liked it. And the thing is that firstly, I do kind of think this looks cool with this white costume. I don't know. I didn't think it looked that good before, and it kind of grew on me. You have a big sand. This happens. So this actually happens in the comic for once. It's not just a cool cover. Like there's a giant Superman sand thing. And that reminded me of the comics I just read. I just picked those up at the last comic convention I went to, and that I posted that video so you can see me picking those up. So I really like that. The art here for me is wicked. And Superman in space, I love science fiction. To me, Superman was always a science fiction fantasy character. He should be doing cool things with aliens in space. And this entire comic is that. So whatever I gave the last couple issues, probably not that high. This one's going to be high, but it's going to come with an asterisk. For me personally, Superman in space doing stuff, even if it's just meandering around, is really fun. And the last issue did have that, but it didn't seem as fun to me. Or maybe, I don't know, I don't know. It came together like it was okay. I don't know what I gave it, maybe a 6 or a 7. This one's gonna get higher for sure. I'm going to review this using my space system: story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each category gets a score between 0 to 2. 2 is the best score you can get in a category. If I give a perfect score in a category, I'm not saying that comic is better than a classic version. So if I give the artistry a 2 out of 2, I'm not saying that the art in this comic book is better than, you know, Jack Kirby or like Neil Adams or Alex Ross or something. If I say the story is 2 out of 2, I'm not saying that the storyline in this is better than Watchmen or whatever, right? I'm just saying you're collecting Superman in the modern era. We're not comparing this to, you know, pre-crisis, right? We're comparing this to modern Superman comics that we've been getting, okay? We're also comparing this to the first 2 issues of this series. This is number 3 in a series, so you have to take that into consideration. I'm not comparing this to Nemesis Reloaded or Death Dealer or something like that. Or I'm not even really comparing this, you know, to like Spider-Man, right? They're not the same. So this is comparing to modern Superman comics. So basically this whole infinite frontier, dawn of DC, like this kind of a thing. I'm not even comparing this Superman to, you know, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, or, you know, like I'm not even doing that. It's okay. I'm going to give the storyline a 2 out of 2. Look, there is no storyline. It's Superman in space. He's trying to get back home. He encounters dolphins, tries to help the dolphins, fights this sand creature. That's it. Look, it's Superman. He's my favorite character of all time, no matter what, in any genre, not just comic books. It's simple. Realistically, this probably should maybe get a 1, maybe even a 0.5, right? But I don't know. I really got into this. Listen, I'm just giving you my personal opinion. I'm giving the storyline a 2 out of 2. I really got into this one. I don't know. The last 2 issues did not do it for me. In fact, I would go so far as to say just buy this as a one-off comic and just, you know, fill out your own thing. Let's see what happens with issue 4. If it continues to be neat, then I'm going to be really excited about this. I'm going to buy it anyways. So I'm buying the physical version of this no matter what. I might buy a few copies of this to give to some friends to check out, because I feel that strongly on this comic. So he gets that suit. He gets the suit here, which again has grown on me. He doesn't have the cape though. I really would have liked to see the cape because that's on the cover. For pacing, I'm going to give the pacing a 1.5. I actually think that it should be a 2 because I wasn't bored and I was very excited what was going on, mostly because of the art, which I'm going to get to. But realistically, this probably, they could have eliminated, firstly, they could eliminate, I'm giving it 1.5 because you can eliminate stuff. This entire page with Lois, I don't give a crap. Page, eliminate that page. She found the suit. Who cares? And she found it in a dumb way. She's like, oh, Clark, I'm not your maid. It's like, aren't you trying to figure out what happened to Clark and how he lost 20 years and now you're angry about the clothes? And firstly, does Superman keep his clothes like that? That's dumb, okay? So, you know, F this page, get it out of here. Start with that. Start with this. So 2 pages can be gone. And then you really can, there's a lot of pages of Superman talking to his little personal survival kit or whatever. He's got this little thing which tells him what's going on. He's trying to calculate how to get home. How long is it going to take? You know, can he, this is basically like Star Trek Voyager. Like he's looking for wormholes or whatever he can to try to get back. These dolphins come by and he's like, well, they travel faster than light. Maybe I can hitch a ride with them. You could have condensed that. Realistically, you know, you could have condensed it. So the pacing's probably maybe a 1. However, I did not find it boring, except for those first 2 pages, which I could do without. But I can see that things can be removed and the story would not suffer. So that's why I'm giving it a 1.5 for that. For the artistry, I'm giving it a 2 out of 2. All the stuff in space is freaking awesome to me. I don't know. I look, it's Superman with a dolphin, right? You might think it's lame, but I'm a fan of Spelljammer from Dungeons and Dragons, and I've been running Spelljammer now for about, it's like our 16th session or something. I like space, I like sci-fi. I mean, I just think all this is so cool. Like, I don't know. I loved it. I loved every page. Like, literally every page. Like every page is awesome. So, I don't know. Oh, look at this. When I was like, yeah. Oh man. Okay, so characters, I'll give it a 1.5. It's really just Clark and these kind of dolphins and this other creature thingy, which I won't really spoil. I didn't give it a full thing because Lois pissed me off. I would have given this 2 out of 2 if Lois wasn't, but Lois is like, oh, Clark, you didn't keep your clothes clean. I'm not your maid. I'm like, oh, okay, you're done. It's like, that's irritating. So I'm giving 1.5. Sorry, I'm knocking off 0.5 just because Lois pissed me off. In the first page of this is like, really, guys? Like, come on. You know, like, this is already crap. I'm like, oh, thank God. Just, I would, you know what? Don't even read the first 2 pages. Just start on that page I showed you. Just don't read them. Just start there. And then the rest of it's awesome. So 1.5, sorry, I got to knock it because that's bullshit. So, okay. Enjoyment, 2 out of 2. Love this comic. Absolutely loved it. It was super fun. Like, this battle's awesome. The outcome of this is really cool. Some good Superman stuff in it. So what am I at here? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, and I'm 9 out of 10. Wow, 9 out of 10. This could have easily been a 10 if you got rid of the lowest parts, or at least not written her like a, you know, bitch. And maybe cut down a couple. Really, if you got rid of those 2 pages, that would eliminate the lowest problem I had. And it would help the pacing. You would have had a 10 out of 10 on your hands, right? As it stands, it's a 9 out of 10. That might be really high. There's going to be people who are like, you're insane. How is this getting a 9 out of 10? Again, let me do the little asterisks. Superman in space, sand creature, you know, space dolphins just flying around. It literally pushed all the buttons that I want. It's like if I gave the J-Man checklist, you know, it's like, yeah, I want a cool creature. Okay. It's like, I want something in space for once. Yeah. Okay. You know, it's like check. It checked all the boxes for me. This is like the personal J-Man checkbox edition of Superman here. So I love this issue. I'm going to buy a couple of copies, man. That's how, I don't know. I really liked it. Let me know in the comments, man, what you guys thought. Like, Am I crazy? I might be crazy, but I really like this one. And the first two didn't do it for me. They were okay. I gave them passes. I think I gave issue 2 like a 7, which is pretty good. 7 is good. But this is like, if you're just going to buy one, so far this is the one to get. I would probably literally ignore the first 2 issues completely. Don't read the first 2 pages of this and start there. And just in your mind, here's what's happened. Superman got teleported into space. Boom, start there. This is yet another problem with modern comics. They do have cool ideas. A lot of people complain, oh, modern comics suck, blah, blah, blah. And the reason they're complaining about it is that you get things like issue 1 of the Superman Lost, where you're just like, okay, this is taking forever. Like issue 1 is a complete waste of time. It's literally a waste of time. You can literally start with issue 2 and just say Superman was with it. Have one page where Superman's fighting that, or he's with the Justice League attacking that spaceship or whatever. Next page, it zaps him, and then he's teleported into space, and then you start from there. Issue 1 is pointless. You just needed 2 pages from that issue. And then issue 2, you could eliminate most of it, maybe probably half of it, and that could have been issue 1, and then this would have been issue 2. And this is the problem with the modern comics. They're like, well, we got to get 10 parts, because if we do 10 parts, then we can put that into a trade paperback, put that in the bookstores, and the big highbrow people be like, well, it's a graphic novel. It's not a comic book. It's not a silly comic book. It's a graphic novel, as though that's some sort of term that means anything. It's like, okay, that's the modern thinking, right? I guarantee you that from this 10 issues, I guarantee you could have done it in 6. Guaranteed. Like if I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong, but I'm already right, because you can already condense the first 2 into 1. Really, you don't even need that. Really, you could start with issue 3. So right there, you could probably lose 2 issues. So right there, it's an 8-parter. I guarantee you this could have been a 5 or 6-parter, guaranteed, and not lost anything. But I'm reviewing comic to comic. Issue number 3, loved it, 9 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on issue number 3 for Superman Lost. Until next time.